Welcome to round 4 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of August 29th. I'm Terry Morrow, and I'm here with Catherine Haleko.
Hello.
And Nicole Eredix.
Hi there.
As moms of teens and young adults, we've survived those little kid days, yet we're still rethinking the decisions we've made all through our kids' lives and worrying about what's going on right now. And oh yeah, we forgot to say yay when Nicole said it. Go on all week, really. Today's Thursday, which means it's time to give into our obsessing. And today we're obsessing about this new thing called quiet quitting, which is something that people are doing on the job. I'm long out of being in things that I could quit. But it just sort of means not going the extra mile, not working super hard, just kind of sitting at your desk and collecting a paycheck. Is that the gist of it?
Somewhat, yeah. It's this phrase that's kind of popped up especially on LinkedIn lately, which is where
people are posting on LinkedIn that they're quiet quitting.
Well, they're talking about it, right? Because the big
and
thing...
I'll be a good employee for you to hire. I would never do that to you.
Exactly. Careful what you advocate for and share. So basically it's not necessarily quitting, but it's a, quote, way of taking control and having boundaries, quote, if that's possible. It's because if people are burnt out, which I guess from the pandemic, et cetera, and they don't want to tell their boss that because that can be a little bit like, you're putting your job on the line and you still need a paycheck, but you basically want to just say like, I just need to back away from this right now. I can't do it.
To get a paycheck, but you don't want to actually,
Yeah. And rightly so. I get it. I mean, a lot of people are, part of that hustle culture. And so
I think it's also about doing what's in your job description and not the 10 other things that your employer is trying to get you to do because they don't have enough people in there.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so the setting boundaries, right?
They're giving you a job and a half instead of one job, and you just keep it to yours.
Right. Yeah.
Or not taking work home at night to do, probably.
Well, yeah, and a lot of these jobs, especially if you're remote or if you're in, there's just the days can be limitless, endless, right? And so setting work hours, etc. Anyway, so do
people feel that they can quiet quit without being loud fired because people can't be replaced? There's not enough people in the work looking for jobs?
I think that's part of it, yeah.
Okay, so they feel that they can get away with this.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I always loud quit because there were things, it would get to a point where there are things on my desk I didn't want to do, and I thought, well, I could force myself to do them, or I could quit. Hey, if I quit, I don't have to do it. But see, here you go. I could have just said, just not going to do them.
No.
Just going to just gonna do the things I like. And
so
this is before the time of surfing the internet.
What was that? Was it Poe? That's that Bartleby, the story Bartleby.
Oh, yeah.
Where he just kept saying, I prefer not to.
He was the first quiet
He was the first quiet quitter, for sure.
Yeah. So with this quiet quitting phenomenon of setting healthy boundaries and taking control back of your time and, expecting or just, I guess, scaling back on your investment in your job. I guess if
that's a nice way to put it.
Yeah, since we're on a parenting podcast, can moms quietly quit? Is that an option?
Wouldn't that be awesome? Uh-huh. What would fall into the category? Where would we set those boundaries? Would it extend to like not picking up our kids' laundry off the floor?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe not making them meals that they just go watch a TV show instead of doing dinner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
My husband for sure is ready to quiet quit on driving our kid around.
Oh, yeah.
Our kid who's old enough for a driver's license but doesn't have one. Yeah.
Well, if his chauffeur quiet quit, he'd have to do something.
Exactly.
Uber.
Yes. So
Yeah, that's tempting.
it is tempting, isn't it?
Can you quiet quit from the college anxiety?
Maybe.
Just go do what you're going to do there, son. And if it doesn't work out, you can get a job.
I want to quiet quit from like paying for for continuously somehow having to pay for something that is related to to one of my kids.
Right.
Oh, I canceled that credit card, didn't I tell you?
Actually, I did that to my daughter. She says, "Mom, my credit card is expiring." And I'm like, and she says, "So when are you going to renew it?" And I'm like, I'm not. She was so appalled. I'm like, that was to get you through the first year of university. Just that's a whole, that was just kind of one of our things because she goes to school out of the country. So there's a whole safety net thing. And I'm like, that's not going to be something you're going to have forever.
Right. You're just setting that boundary there, sweetie.
Yeah. Those days are gone.
I quit.
Yeah.
Quietly. Not going to tell you.
Yeah. I feel like that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
You just stop doing things, but you don't announce it. You don't
wait
be like,
and see if anybody notices.
See if anyone notices.
Ticked if they don't.
Right. Exactly. On the one hand, you're not doing whatever it is you used to be doing, so that's off your plate. But on the other hand, if they don't even notice, well, what was the point?
Exactly. That's the quandary of this for moms. Is we want to quit things, but we want people to say, "Oh, come on, please, how can we live without you?
I can't do this on my own."
Which would be true with quiet quitting too. If you stop doing things you were doing and nobody notices, it's like, well, what kind of idiot was I doing those things?
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting trend, we hear so much about the Great Resignation and the fact that, employers can't find anybody. But I don't know. In my house, we've had some different experiences.
Yeah.
So.
My kids are still working part-time. I keep expecting them to get bumped up to full-time because there's not enough people, but nope.
Yep.
There they stay.
Yep.
Which is fine. How do you, could we quiet quit from worrying? That would be a negotiation with ourselves, though, not somebody else. Yeah. I would love to be able to do that.
No one's paying you to do that, Terry.
Nobody is. But see, I would like somebody else to pick up that job.
Yes.
If you quiet quit in your office, does somebody else have to do the stuff you were doing?
Yeah.
That does not seem to be the case at home.
That's the problem.
I would feel that there was an important job being undone, and while I don't want to do it myself, though I am excellent at it, maybe I need to drop everything else and just worry.
I think they would notice that.
Yeah. Well, honestly, what else do I do? I've outsourced most of the driving. My husband does all the cooking and shopping. It's pretty much my role here in the household. Maybe I could quiet quit from a portion of the worry. Nobody knows what I worry about. They wouldn't know.
That's right.
If I stop worrying about myself.
Yeah, I think that the problem with quiet quitting as a parent is the job description already was extremely long and amorphous. And so, yeah, you can go ahead and not do parts of it, but there's no HR department.
Nope. Yeah, Nicole kind of quiet quit our podcast for like 5 weeks, didn't she?
I took a leave of absence. Different.
It was approved by HR.
It was approved.
Yeah. Talk to HR if you have an issue with that. Yes. I had the intention of coming back in full capacity.
And here you are.
And here I am. I didn't bail. But I would like to quit from just cooking for myself, for anybody. I'm over it. Like,
just order out.
How did that end up as part of the mom job description? Like, I cannot stand it.
Yeah. Well, I wiggled my way out of that. So.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
See if you're going to sign that to your husband. See what.
But I don't like what he makes.
Oh. Well, there's your problem.
Yeah.
Change your standards.
Yeah.
I if asked the way anything tastes, I say it tastes like something I didn't have to cook.
Mm-hmm.
So, excellent.
I love it.
That's the problem with quiet quitting and anything personal is going to be the people who pick up the slack are not going to do it as well as me, and it's going to bother me.
Right.
At work, maybe you don't care so much.
Right.
In a job, but in your life, you're going to be. Are you just going to leave that there? If I don't pick that up, you're just going to leave that there?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not a bad thing, right? We all need
feel
boundaries.
like my kids quiet quit from things all the dang time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They're perfectly comfortable with it.
Right.
That piece of advice you gave me, no, I'm drawing my boundaries.
I'm quietly ignoring that.
Mm-hmm.
Quietly quitting from listening to you, Mom. You may go right ahead and talk.
Right.
I'm doing a puzzle in my head. It's fine. Deciding what I'm going to watch next on Lifetime.
Right.
It's good. My daughter and I have many long, long conversations that I think she is present for only a short portion. And then her eyes kind of glaze over.
She has checked out.
She's like, this is beyond my job description. I'm just going to take an early lunch. Well, you better not quit us, podcast listeners. We expect you to be there every time we release something.
Right.
Don't get any ideas. You can just set it to play and leave the room if you like, but
we will not.
We need the downloads.
We will never know.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to slightly back away from this podcast episode and let you all know that that's it for today's round 4. Tune in tomorrow when we'll share our roundup of things we've been using or enjoying lately that we think deserve a shout out. Find all our episodes at parentingroundabout.com and talk back in the comments there, on our Facebook page, or on Twitter, where you will find us at Roundabout Chat.